this is what you need to understand about the suburbs. So there's sort of like a divide. And in some places, things are divided by like race or economics or who goes to what school, who's a member of what club, whatever. Where I live, everything is divided up between name streets and number streets. If you live on a name street, you have a house, you have a lawn, which is all lovely. But if you live on a number street, those are apartments, like rental apartments. Nothing wrong with a rental apartment. Lots of young couples live in rental apartments. Totally fine, perfectly acceptable housing, right? No shade to the people who live on number streets. So I'm sitting here this afternoon and I'm grooming my dog and I'm listening to the news and I'm listening to podcasts and I'm flipping around or whatever, just trying to give her a cute cut, because my dog can't be out here in these streets looking crazy. So I'm flipping around and I'm, flipping through channels or whatever. And then I hear there is a flasher over on First Street. Well, First Street, first of all, because it's a number street, that's like the low rent district. Although rent is high everywhere, even the low rent district is real expensive. So you would think if you're paying $3,000 a month for like a 2-bedroom apartment, you would expect it to be safe and clean and everything is going to be fine. But over on First Street, they have some really cute apartments above like a really cute row of shops in the downtown. Okay, fine. And then there's a laundromat on the first floor, like on the ground floor. And then up above is like these cute little apartments. New families, young couples, so adorable. So look, generally what happens is the people who live on the number streets, if you need to do your laundry, you don't have washer and dryer in your apartment. You just go downstairs to the main floor and you can use the little laundromat that's on the first floor and then you go right back upstairs. Well, for weeks, I tell you, there has been the First Avenue flasher. Now, I have a washer and dryer in my house, so I'm not worried about the First Avenue flasher. Nothing about the First Avenue flasher has crossed my mind. But there's a lady that I know over from the PTA, and she is wonderful. Her kids are wonderful. I've met the whole family. Oh, she has a son. She has a daughter. They're so cute. The little boy plays football. The girl's a cheerleader. Lovely, lovely family. I adore them. And we've gone to like tea or whatever, after school type things. Everything is fine. So I'm not thinking anything about the First Avenue flasher. What do I care about the First Avenue flasher? Also, this is what you need to know. The mom in this family is a therapist. Now, she's not like a psychiatrist or whatever. She's like an MSW. She's young. She has young children. Her and her family are just starting out. Okay, fine. They're saving up money to buy a house. Although, child, this is Bergen County. They might be saving for 100,000 years because things are expensive. And don't even get me started on these interest rates. So I'm grooming my dog at my house over here, where I have a washer and dryer in my very own basement. And I see on the news that the First Avenue flasher is over here at the laundromat. And apparently what he does is he goes into the laundromat late at night. And when his ladies in there, he flashes all his goodness and mercy to the ladies that are just like folding their sheets and stuff. And then he runs off. Terrible. And so I said to my friend from the PTA, girl, you got to be careful because I heard there's a First Avenue flasher. And don't you live on First Avenue? She was like, no, I live over on 3rd and Main. I was like, oh, well, you don't even have to worry about it. Just stay away from First Avenue after dark. Okay, right. So I put it out of my mind because it ain't got nothing to do with me. Somebody want to over there be waving their goodness and mercy, child. I don't know nothing about it. Leave me completely out of it. Well, apparently, the other night, the First Avenue flasher is out here and somebody saw all his business and called the police. Okay, so the police came right away. Fine. That's how you know you have a good police force. Even when somebody is waving their goodness and mercy, the cops are going to show up and handle the situation. I think that is beautiful, and I hope that this person is arrested right away, right? So there is a composite sketch. You know my first question, right? What was the composite sketch of? Was the composite sketch of his face? Was it of his car? or was it of his goodness and mercy? But I didn't ask because I'm a lady. And so I was just like, I want to see the composite sketch. Not that I've seen a whole bunch of random men's goodness and mercy, because child, how would I recognize it? I don't know. So I see this picture and I'm like, he just looked like a generic dude to me. Okay, I hope they catch this dude. And I had lunch with my girlfriend today. She said, you heard what happened, right? I said, no, what happened? She said, they caught the First Avenue flasher. Oh my God. So now the ladies over on First Avenue are nice and safe. Okay, that's great. He got locked up. Everything is cool. She's like, right, well, there's a wrinkle. What's the wrinkle? She said, the First Avenue flasher is the husband of the PTA lady. Wait. The therapist? Miss, I have an MSW. Miss, I'm going to tell you how to raise your children, because I have two beautiful children, a son and a daughter, and my son plays football and my daughter is a cheerleader, and we are the perfect family, and we're sitting in the bleachers every single time and we're clapping and we're cheering and whatever. And I was like, well, maybe it's mistaken identity, because people can look alike, and a composite sketch could look like anybody. I saw the composite sketch and I didn't think it looked like him. And then, I immediately let my Google fingers do the walking. I was like, wait. Girl, she was like, look it up. I would not tell you a lie. So I got on the Google and I looked, child, why did that composite sketch look exactly like the husband from 3rd Avenue? She said, I was like, but they don't even live in that neighborhood. She said, it's 2 avenues over. What makes you think that he couldn't be like, baby, I'm going to go walk the dog, or I'm going to go for a walk. I need to clear my head. And he's going to walk over 2 blocks and go flash his goodness and mercy to the ladies over in the laundromat. Please help me understand what the attraction and the appeal is of just showing your goodness and mercy to random people. Now, okay, they said this picture looked like him, and some people look alike. So I don't know. Maybe he was wrongly convicted, because I be seeing on Dateline and stuff, and that, what is that play? The Exonerated. They might have him over here on Unalive Road, and it was not really him. And she was like, yeah, here's the thing. A couple of nights ago, somebody called the police and said, hey, I just saw the First Avenue flasher over in the laundromat over on First Avenue. Listen, as soon as sun goes down, those of us who live on the name streets, we don't go to First Avenue. So, not that there's anything wrong with going to First Avenue. I mean, if you need like an emergency, thing of Tide Pods, or you need to go to the little deli or something, you drop in there, you get what you need, you pick up your little cigarettes, or you pick up whatever you need, fabric softener. But she was just like, So the cop showed up, because, it's the suburbs, right? So a lady was like, oh, boop, 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 boop. Hello, police. I was just in here doing my fluff and fold, and the First Avenue flasher, he's here right now. Y'all should come and get him. Come right away. So the police came right away, because this Mama Luke was not aware that the police station is on 2nd Avenue. He has lived in that neighborhood for a long time. He does not know that the police got nothing to do in small town suburbia. So they were like, oh, let's get Barney Fife awake from his nap and rush over. The cop didn't even show up in a police car, honey. The cop showed up on foot, because it was only like half a block. So the cop showed up and chased him through the parking lot of the laundromat and caught him with his pants down. Where was his wife? Y'all. So they arrest him. And when they arrest him, honey, they used his full name in the paper. First, middle, and last name. And they had a picture of him and the picture of the composite picture side by side. And they were like, the town can rest easy, because the First Avenue flasher has been caught. And I was like, get out of here. Was he arrested? Is he like on a registry now? Is he gonna have to leave town? Am I gonna see this lady at the PTA book fair? Y'all, this is the thing. It would be embarrassing if your husband was caught being the First Avenue flasher. Listen, it would be embarrassing if your husband was caught being the flasher of any street at any time, any place. Here's the other thing. It's not like this dude's name was Sam Smith. He has a very distinctive name. It's not going to be like 4 or 5 people in town with his name. He was born and raised in this town. His mama is from this town. This dude, the flasher, his mama is also a very prominent therapist in this town. What do you think his mama's going to say? What do you think his mama's patients are going to say? Also, his daddy is the minister down at the First Baptist Church. Y'all, what is the sermon going to be at First Baptist on Sunday? I am clutching my pearls. Now, look, you know I'm not a church person, but I might go to church so I can hear exactly what the minister gonna say. Dearly beloved, we are gathered here today to get through this thing called life. I'm gonna need you to please ignore the fact that my son was just arrested as the First Avenue flasher. And maybe you can say it wasn't him, but now that I've seen the composite picture right next to his picture, girl, they look just alike. It is a very striking likeness. And I was like, get out of here. Now look, the mama that I know from the PTA, she's full of advice. Now listen, if you're a regular person and you like, oh, good luck with your kids in the spelling bee or whatever, she spent all her time like, you gonna let your daughter wear that dress? But studies have shown that blah, blah, blah. Oh, she got a lot to say about everybody and everything. I now have a lot to say about the fact that her husband was out here waving his goodness and mercy around for all the random ladies down at the laundromat to see what does that mean? What did he think was gonna happen? And also, did they do a lineup of the goodness and mercies? Like, did they bring in a couple of like random homeless people and people from the police station? Like, ma'am, I'm gonna need you to identify which goodness and mercy you saw flashed at you when you was down there at the laundromat doing your fluff and fold at 2 o'clock in the morning, 1 o'clock in the morning, or whatever. Who is doing midnight laundry? Look, yes, the laundromat is open 24 hours. That don't mean you need to be there, child. I would not be there. So I was like, what's going to happen now? And is she going to show her face? And is she going to be at church on Sunday? Now, you know, I told you I don't go to church, but I might go to church this Sunday because I need to know every single thing that happens. Another girlfriend told me that suddenly they planning to move out of town. The wife is like, I think, I have job offers out in North Carolina and my parents have a house out in North Carolina. So maybe I'm going to move to North Carolina so that we could get a new start in our family and whatever. Y'all. I don't know how the judicial system works as it relates to you showing your goodness and mercy to all the people out here in the streets. But every time I see him in the ShopRite, I might have something to say. Hey, how you doing? You gonna show anything? What you gonna do? Your reputation is ruined in town. Ruined. And his wife, oh, she better than you. She better than you. And she's happy to tell you how much better than you she is. But then I heard she's gonna make it to the wedding. There's a wedding in town, honey, that everybody is talking about. Miss Important, who lives on my block, child. She's another story for another day. I'm going to have to tell you about Miss Important. But Miss Important is getting remarried. Oh, it's her second marriage. And she's not going to just do like, oh, it's a second marriage. I'm going to wear just like a understated suit and we're going to go to the justice of the peace. She's doing a big splashy wedding so everybody can see. These ladies who are out here doing the most, sometimes they got secrets. Did the wife No, the wife who's going to tell you how to raise your kids, the wife who's going to tell you you don't need to cut your kids' sandwiches into triangles because triangles are a sign of the devil or whatever nonsense she was talking. Oh, she had plenty advice. Ma'am, what I'm going to need you to do is back up off of my peanut butter and jelly triangles for my child and maybe focus on the fact that your husband has clearly issues. Are your children safe? Girl, has she gotten to the chapter in her therapy books where she can teach her husband and tell him, you can't be having all your business out here for everybody to see? I'm dying to know what happens. I just found out about this today. So now I got to read the newspaper. I got to read the newspaper every single day. But maybe they just move out of town. Maybe they move out and start all over. But that name is sullied in this town. And his mama lives in this town. When this woman got married, she was like, I am taking the name of my husband. I'm not going to say the name because, child, I know you will recognize the name. Let's say Jones for the sake of argument. She was like, I am now a Jones. Everyone is trying to keep up with the Joneses. And now I am a Jones. My children are Joneses. I have given my children all the family names. The great grandmother was named Sally, so I'm gonna name my child Sally Mae Jones. And everybody was respectful of the great grandmother, so I'm gonna name all of my children all the family names. So now all the family names got mud on them, and probably other assorted fluids. But you ain't heard it from me. I will keep you updated, but I'm living on the edge of my seat to find out what happens. Y'all. Okay. All I'm saying to you is I guess it's safe to go back to First Avenue because he was called. Wait. When the cops showed up to chase him down, it's not like they were like, excuse me, sir, were you just over at the Fluff and Foe? He ran, but because his pants were down, he had trouble running, and the cops tackled him with his pants at his ankles. The evidence of his crime was fully visible. Did she go down to the police station and pick him up? Can you imagine getting that call in the middle of the night? You think your husband went out for like a bar of soap or something, and they're like, boop, 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 boop. Hello, ma'am. Mrs. Fancy name, Miss. We saying Jones, but I'm telling you right now that it was not her name. They have a very, very memorable name. Mrs. Jones, can you pick up your husband and also bring him a pair of pants? Because we going to need to keep these sweatpants he was wearing as evidence. Elastic waist so he can easily get them down and up. Y'all. I told my husband what happened. And my husband was like, well, maybe it's a misunderstanding. It was not a misunderstanding. Under what circumstances are your pants at your ankles when the police arrest you and you're not going to use the bathroom? Even if you're going to use the bathroom, that's nasty and you don't need to have all your stuff out. So look, I'm going to have to update you on what unfolds. But I'm going to need you to keep this quiet because you ain't heard this from me. I'll talk to you.